arrested numerous witnesses, including high-level military officials, all the way up to a four-star general. And the judge ordered the trial counsel to make them available to us.
It is about to grip the country, and you will only see it on The Insider.
Cameras go behind the closed doors of New York Confidential, the escort service that was under surveillance by police.
Jason Lubell Itzler, originally named Jason.
Yeah, the words that go into the Google image, the Google box are Billy Ray Cyrus Trump International.
Please hold.
Anyway, if you put the word Billy Ray Cyrus Trump International into the Google search box, hit the images button.
Please hold.
Okay, put this into Google. I'm gonna rock your world.
Okay.
Billy Ray Cyrus Trump International, and then hit the images button. Google images.
Please hold.
Billy Ray Cyrus Trump International. And then hit the images button.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Is this
Look at the first picture and click on it.
Please hold.
If you put the following 5 words... Do you have a computer in front of you?
Yeah, but
Put these 5 words into Google right now. If you could, Billy Ray Cyrus Trump International, and hit the images button. The first picture that pops up is Billy Ray Cyrus walking in and out of Trump International the week of my appointment with him, which is exactly when the cops arrested me. I told them I haven't broken the law in about 2 months because I quit escorting forever after Billy Ray almost died of heroin. Do you see the picture, sir?
No, I'm not interested in looking that up. I'm sorry.
How come?
Because I have no interest in looking at that.
At Billy Ray Cyrus walking into Trump International when...
Yeah, who cares about Billy Ray Cyrus?
No, but your paper said that I was crazy and that 4 cops said that it wasn't Billy Ray Cyrus, it was a lookalike. I have evidence it was.
Okay, so,
I'm
tell
gonna
that
use
to
my
your...
because you guys are making me look crazy. I'm not crazy at all.
Okay, so then you have a lawyer or an attorney, right? So have to do it the right way.
I have the Son of Sam attorney. I have Mark Heller. I'm going to win my case. I'm innocent. But
Okay, then...
So if you know Mr. Bass, recently he's been getting a little bit more popular, but he's been around for a while. Ran one of the biggest brothels in the United States. There's a story that came out about him and Billy Ray Cyrus that's been going around recently. And it's crazy because the police, there's been plenty of news articles I've seen where it says the police say that he's lying and it was a Billy Ray Cyrus lookalike. Now, it says that that person paid $19,500 for a 3-day encounter and also almost spent another $5,000 in cocaine. Now, you tell me, a Billy Ray Cyrus lookalike has that type of money? Now, that sounds like a celebrity to me, and like the cops are kind of hiding it, covering it up. Now, when I go on with the rest of this story and show how corrupt everything was even back then in New York City, you're going to be like, shit, that kind of makes sense. It's been reported that at the time, Mayor Bloomberg and Billy Ray Cyrus were friends. Itzler's attorney was, known as the most corrupt and dirty attorney in the history of the United States. I could do a whole video about him, Paul Bergen. Very well connected. He ended up taking over Itzler's brothel days after he was arrested. So we'll get into that.
In what I tried to stand for, I sincerely apologize.
It was too little too late. The New York governor, whose fall from grace splashed across nationwide headlines over the past week, decided it was time to step down.
I am resigning from the office of governor. At Lieutenant Governor Patterson's request, the resignation will be effective Monday, March 17.
Threatened with the possibility of impeachment, Spitzer publicly announced his resignation Wednesday to a room full of the press. The former attorney general roared into the governor's office, proud to be known as morally upright, but now leaves the post publicly shamed after he was caught in federal wiretaps, apparently arranging a meeting with a high-priced call girl in a Washington hotel. The prostitution ring known as the Emperor's Club VIP charged clients as much as $5,500 for a single hour. Jason Itzler ran arguably New York's biggest high-priced prostitution ring called New York Confidential. Fresh out of jail just 7 months ago, he may be the only New Yorker not shocked by Spitzer's actions.
I had heard rumors that Spitzer was a dream client for an escort agency, both politically and money-wise. I never believed it, so I would be lying if I said I was surprised when I heard his name.
And according to him, the list of high-profile clients isn't likely to end with Spitzer.
I think where there's smoke, there's fire, and I think that logically, any escort agency that has the ability to attract Elliot Spitzer could attract other people that are similar. I think that it would be ridiculous to assume that Elliot Spitzer is the only high-profile guy attracted to this agency. This agency obviously did something right to give him the false sense of his security.
Although his days as governor are numbered, the big question now is what will happen next to Elliot Spitzer. Prosecutors are keeping a tight lid on whether or not they will press criminal.
Paul went from prosecutor turned defense attorney with a near flawless record to an inmate serving 6 life sentences in one of the worst federal prisons in the country. In 1987, at the age of 32, Paul became the youngest prosecutor in New Jersey at the time. He would be known for his cocky attitude and mafioso swagger. He quickly built a reputation as a stern prosecutor that put away gangsters for very long prison sentences. In '89, Berggren took off his prosecutor's jersey, switched sides, and became a defense attorney. Like Curry from Beyond the Arc, he couldn't miss in court. During his first year as a defense attorney, he won 33 murder cases in a row. Naturally, Berggren represented celebrity clients like Little Kim and Queen Latifah.
So I'm not going to go too deep into Paul Berggren, as I could do a whole nother video on him, which is something that I'm thinking about doing. But just long story short, he was known as the most gangster lawyer in the United States history. Definitely the most corrupt. This guy was killing confidential informants, running drug rackets, kind of treating his law firm like a mob hangout. And he was also Mr. Based, a.k.a. Jason Itzler. He was his attorney as well. A couple days after Itzler was locked up, Paul Berggren takes over, forges documents and signs his name as the owner of this company, which he starts operating only, I believe, only a few days after the feds came in and raided Itzler and shut it down. Now, you explain that to me. This guy is so funny, too. The Post asked Berggren about this little thing that he just did about signing his name down and taking over. And he said he didn't know anything about an East Side operation, despite his name appearing as the only rep for the firm on the new state incorporation paperwork. But if it were operating, I don't know. I don't think it would be what it was when they said Jason was doing it. It would be strictly an escort agency under the strict references of what that means. What does that mean? He wanted to run some prostitution, and he thought he could run it legally. And you got to pay attention. This is the same guy that federal prosecutors in Newark say passed along information about a federal informant who was later shot dead in 2003. They say Paul Berggren slipped the snitch's name to a defendant he repped, as he defended a lot of known gang members in New Jersey at the time. It's absolutely crazy. So that just shows you right there, right? The power system and how everyone's involved and how people will cover things up for you. And doesn't matter who they are. A call girl who worked for one of Jason's competitors, Manhattan Madam Anna Gristina, said her boss had a well-placed law enforcement source tip her off about upcoming brothel busts, which is how the operation maintained and up and running for so long. So again, this was something that was rumored that Jason did. You know, they were tipping each other off. Cops were doing it. Cops were working for these brothels, and a lot like Governor Elliot Spitzer, he was forced to resign because of it. So what makes you think they wouldn't protect Billy Ray Cyrus?
Wisconsin college student who died on spring break last year are working hard on two fronts this morning.
Julia Sumnick's family has hired a private investigator to try to find out who was responsible. And the family is also bringing awareness to the dangers of the drug that killed her.
Drink any of that shit when she tasted it. It was disgusting. She didn't want to drink it.
Actually, doesn't GHB, doesn't something just drop in water and have no taste of it?
We were drinking it right out of the bottle, and it was really very powerful.
I think it was like a 10-to-1 needed to be diluted. I don't know how that works. 50-to-1 diluted, 3-to-1. I don't know. But I think it was concentrate, and maybe that's enough to be like poison, or it was...
Photographer, club promoter in the Miami Beach area, paparazzi kind of guy.
The two, seen here in this surveillance video, arrived at the nearby Flamingo Towers at 4 a.m. Prebsent shared the condo with 44-year-old Jason Itzler.
I had a roommate named Zoltan who was with this chick for like days. She was visiting him, and I never even met her. And he came upstairs to the apartment at midnight one night. I was sleeping in my bed. He knocks on my door. Jason, I want to introduce you to someone. He shows off a hot chick to me. We hang out for a while. He goes, you want some GHB? I'm like, F yeah. And I'm like, rah, it tastes like shit. And then he goes and pretends to sip some because I know him. He gives it to the girl. She sniffs it. She goes, ah. And that was it. And then I got really sick from the GHB a couple minutes later, 10 minutes later. I don't know how long. And I'm like, I got to go to bed. I was embarrassed. I was going to throw up in front of him. And that was it. Then I don't remember anything. And I woke up on the floor with vomit all over me, with Zoltan telling me that the girl was dead. And what's he going to do? What's he going to do?
He admitted to, one, being in the apartment with Julia, and that he had consumed GHB himself, knowing that Julia would not have taken the drug on her own and that Itzler had access to it. You know, you as an investigator, you put two and two together, and someone slipped Julia that drug.
There's no doubt in my mind that Jason Itzler did this. But Jason's the bad guy in this. Jason's the bad guy in this. One thing I always told Marie and the Sumnicks is that, look, we know the police screwed this case up, but we can't publicize that. Let their side figure that part out. The only chance we're going to have is if the police department has any kind of credibility to bring charges. This is Zoltan from Los Frontiers.
Hey, Zoltan. My name's Alex Novell. I'm a documentary filmmaker working on a film about an old friend of yours named Jason Itzler.
I can talk about him, but that would not... I have no way to defend myself against him, and I never had. And that's the thing. So, and this is such a dark part of my life. You know, such the worst part of my life, practically. The time I know this guy, you know, and the guy is a very brilliant mind. He's not using it the right way, but the guy is very brilliant.
Zoltan. Sounds like a real innocent name, right? Zoltan.
And people believe it. That's how the internet works. Like, I'm kind of famous. Like, anything he says about me would be, like, so terrible for me, you know? I'm sure he doesn't like that I've been saying his name, you know?
I think he didn't say anything that made it seem like he would be making anything up about you.
How about this? Can I trust you to edit it in a way that of course, I have nothing to do with it? Like, can I trust you on that?
Yeah, I mean,
All right, fine.
Like,
I'm scared of him saying some shit like when a girl makes up something about a boy.
He made it clear that if he was going to talk, he could not really talk about that.
That's good for me.
I said...
That's good for me. This is going to clear my name of the rumors that IP2 created out of bull.
Anybody tell us anything?
Yo, what's going on? Don't record me right now.
Okay.
You promise?
Yeah, I'm not recording you.
I'm the one who had to connect to get the GHB, and we got it from this fucking gorgeous DJ. Her name was Lisa Kensington, right? So I bought it from DJ Lisa Kensington, and remember, I almost died from this shit.
Yeah.
Getting her to drink that shit or to sneak that shit on her, that's not killing her. That's not intent to kill. Is it called manslaughter?
Yeah.
Manslaughter. Is there an unintentional manslaughter, or it's just manslaughter?
I think it's just manslaughter. I think there might be an unintended form of it. I'm not sure. But, like, when I interviewed you initially, you told me, like, that whole story, basically, the exact same way.
The one thing I never revealed that I just told you, is that I had to connect to get it.
One of the things that was holding us up this entire time is we could never determine who purchased the GHB.
Oh, everybody, if you haven't followed, please hit the follow. And thank you so much for doing that. I'm reading chat as I'm eating with, not having to worry about talking and eating. Do you ever bang young girls, Mr. Bass? Says Blueberry. Not for many, many years do I bang young girls. It's been a long time since I banged young girls. Young girls would mean like 18 to 22, I imagine.